They say that when you buy a house, you're only buying the wood and the stone. But in some cases, you're buying every nightmare that ever happened between those walls. You're buying the echoes. And sometimes, you're buying the things that were left behind to be forgotten. Imagine it's 2 a.m. You've lived in your new home for 3 months. You've painted the walls, you've replaced the carpets, you've made it yours. But tonight, the house is making a sound you can't ignore. It's not the plumbing. It's not the wind. It's a rhythmic, wet sound coming from behind the master bedroom wall. A sound that perfectly matches the rhythm of your own breathing. You find yourself standing in the hallway, your hand trembling as you touch the wallpaper. It feels warm. Not the warmth of a heater, but the radiating heat of a living body. You peel back a corner of the paper, expecting to see old plaster. Instead, you find a small, hand-carved wooden door, no larger than a book, that has been sealed shut with rusted iron nails and a thick, dark wax. The silent screams of history are often hidden in the architecture of the desperate. In the 1920s, there were stories of hide holes, spaces built into the foundations of homes, not for protection from intruders, but to keep something inside. As you pry the small door open, the smell hits you first. It's the scent of ancient, stagnant air, mixed with a faint, metallic tang of old copper. You shine your phone's flashlight into the void. The beam cuts through a century of dust, revealing a tiny, cramped space. It's just large enough for a person to sit upright. On the floor of this hidden cell, there is a single, child-sized shoe and a collection of hundreds of small, white stones. But then, the light catches something else. Scratched into the wood of the door, on the inside, are thousands of tiny marks. Someone was counting the days. And the scratches don't stop at the bottom of the door. They continue onto the floor, leading deeper into the darkness of the crawl space. You realize the breathing hasn't stopped. In fact, it's getting louder. It's coming from the darkness beyond the reach of your light. You see a movement, a pale, thin hand, with fingers that are far too long, reaching out from the shadows to touch the edge of the opening. It's not a ghost. It's something that has adapted to the dark. Something that has been waiting for someone to finally open the door. This is the terror of the Resident Evil theory, the idea that some people don't die. They simply change. They become part of the structure. They learn to move between the floorboards. They learn to watch you through the gaps in the ceiling tiles. They are the reason your dog barks at nothing. They are the reason you feel a sudden, cold draft when all the windows are closed. As you stand there, frozen, the hand retreats into the dark. A soft, raspy whisper fills the room, a voice that hasn't been used in 100 years, uttering a single word. Thank you. Tonight, when you go back to bed, you'll find yourself looking at the walls of your room. You'll find yourself wondering what lies behind the paint. You'll listen to the house settling, and you'll pray that the rhythmic sound you hear is just the pipes. Because the most frightening thing isn't a monster under the bed. It's the realization that the house you call home is already occupied. And now that you've opened the door, it knows you're there. The silence of your home has been broken. And some things, once heard, can never be forgotten. Sweet dreams.